Whether you are in your retirement years, heading there, or nowhere close, we have great things to share with all stationary RVers, and many of our tips work for nomad RVers as well. So stay tuned for this week's amazing tips, tricks, and tested products. I want to share with you how I schedule my time, how I use one calendar for scheduling my time, all my activities, but yet I do keep things separate. And let me show you how I do them. Now this is a one full day on a 7x9 calendar, and it has the times on the left side, has a to-do list, a place for notes, and I use this with a color code system. So let me explain kind of how I've set up for this day. So I have an AM routine. I come to my desk somewhere between 5 and 6 in the morning. So this is a little bit flexible, but during that time, I have some things that I want to make sure that I do. One of them is I get a cup of coffee and I do at minimum 15 minutes of reading. And basically what I do is I take a book that is going to help propel me with some knowledge or something in the business that I'm working in, and I will read just a small section of that, and then I will take that information that I read for that morning and chew on it. Right now I don't have time to sit and read for hours. I fall asleep really. So what I want to do is I want to just take little nuggets, chew on them, and then what I might do is under these notes here, I might actually put some little words of wisdoms or something that really resonated with me in the note section. And then I will come back and either make note of that someplace else, or maybe it's something I really don't need to make note of anywhere else. It was just something I wanted to write down. Because sometimes when the act of writing is what helps you remember it. So I will look through my calendar. I will also look through social media. Right now, I'm very interested in checking to see how my YouTube channels are growing. And so I check the numbers. I will perhaps go into Facebook and look and see if anybody has communicated there. I want to look for comments on the YouTube channels. I'll just check in with the whole social media cycle that I'm working on. And then I want you to see right here, the other thing I'm doing is I am checking my budget. I am looking at anything that has crossed my accounts. I want to make sure that all my bills are paid on time. I'm really working this year to be very, very wise with my money, my finances, my budget in particular. The next thing I want to point out here is you'll see these orange dotted lines, and that's from 8 to 11:30. This is time that I use to concentrate solely on my clients. And on Tuesdays, you'll see it says client prep. One of the things that I do is I try to identify a day of the week where I'm really going to focus on a specific piece of my business. So during this 8 to 11:30 time, I am going to look at the clients that I'm going to be communicating with this week or in the next couple days, and I am going to prep for them. I'm going to write down any notes. I'm going to do any projects that I need to do with them. I'm going to prep for client calls, anything that I need to do regarding my clients. Now, at 11:30, you'll see it is a light green color. Anything in the light green, so the AM routine, lunch, walking the dog, those are personal. Anything that's in the orange relates to my business clients. And anything in purple just relates to business in general. Underneath that, you'll see from 12:30 to 2:30 another dotted line, and it's in purple. I don't have anything designated there, but I use that for projects, so that I will designate that specific amount of time for a project that either I want to do or maybe a special call with somebody. It's just an undesignated project, but I am trying to protect that time. So basically what happens is if I get a phone call, somebody wants to meet at a specific time, I'll look up, and if it's during this time, I will have probably that filled in there, and I'll know that even though I don't have to do it that specific time, it does need to get done there. And then I get to weigh the balance. Is it more important to talk to the person on the phone, or is it more important to fulfill the obligation that I have for my client? Or can I do that at any other time? Perhaps I could do it at, this project time. But it helps me really take good assessment of my time and make the right choices. If you look over here, on each page, I have a little sticker, and there are 3 indicators on there. And what I try to put there are the 3 most important non-negotiable things that need to get done that day. And the to-dos, what I will do is, let's say that because this is a Tuesday, let's say on the previous Thursday, there was a project that came up, or a thought or an idea regarding one of my clients, and I would make note under this to-do list of things that I needed either to do for that particular client, or it might be just something I need to do that day. Maybe it's an extra transfer from the bank. Maybe it's a different call for somebody, or the dog has to go to the groomer, something of that effect. Well, I will put that down here, and then when I get to my Tuesday, when I'm going through my when I'm going through my calendar, then I'll look over here and I will plug that in at some time to make sure it gets done. Now, if you look over here on Wednesday is a date when I try to make as many calls as possible. And because I use Zoom, that is a day that I want to make sure I'm extra presentable. I don't have to meet anybody. I don't wear my pajamas to my desk, but I might not have my hair completely, curled and my makeup on. But on Wednesdays, I do, because I have coaching clients and business clients that I meet with on Wednesdays. Here again, it is a focus day, client calls, and I will have 3 things that do need to get done that day. I will go through my calendar, my social media. I will continue to read, and I will check my budget. But at 8 o'clock, I have my first coaching call. And so I will go through and talk with that person. I will make notes, and I might make notes here, or I might make notes in ClickUp, which is what I use. And then I will go on to my next client. And again, coaching clients now are in the teal color, and business clients are in the orange color. So I have all these calls, and then personal time. I have my lunch and walking the dog, project time. Now, in the evening, late afternoon, you'll see I'm going to have a fun day here, because this is actually a member of my family's birthday. So we will have some time to celebrate, and that's personal time, but it's still on this calendar. Now, this will remind me, let's go back to that previous Thursday. If there was a lot going on that I put on Tuesday that needed to do here, and now I started to put them here, I'll see that I'm going to have time on this day that's really going to be spent with family. So I won't put as many tasks to add to my calendar, because it's a coaching day. Nothing's going to get done here, just talking. And not a lot of extra tasks are going to get done here. So consequently, they will go to another day, unless it's an emergency task. So I hope that that's going to help you see how you can schedule, in this case, by using color codes, having a focus day, that you can, separate your home and your business work when you're doing business in your RV. Now, what you don't see here is that after the work time, so the 2:30 on into the evening, I will put personal things down. I might have, if I need to go to the grocery store, I might write down what we're having for dinner, reminders to do a certain piece of cleaning in the home, those kind of things. So my work day gets done at 2:30, and then the rest of the time is my time. I am going to have a whole series on how you develop your business system, put it into your calendar and the flow to make sure that those tasks and milestones and things like that get done in the future on my Season of Choice channel. So if you're interested, be sure that you send me an email or DM me or something so that I know that you're interested, and I will let you know when those videos are up. As I shared with you in a previous video, one of the advantages I have is this voice over IP, a VoIP phone that I had in our bricks and mortar office. The advantage here is that with this voice over IP phone, I can actually connect it to my computer, or it can be pretty much a standalone as long as it has internet capability. You don't really need to have a physical phone, but if you're on it a lot, you might find that an advantage. What is my greatest advantage, however, is the relationship that I have with phone.com. I love this company. I'm telling you, it is inexpensive, and yet the benefits that it provides is amazing. So here's how I use phone.com. I have 3 phone numbers that are assigned to me. I assign each of those phone numbers to a business. Now, I'm also able to use my cell phone. So I set up the really easy, intuitive app, and I have it on my cell phone. Now, each of those phone numbers are also easy to set up in a variety of directions, where you want the email to go, what you want it to say. It's just a very complex but simple to use program. You get a lot for your money is what I'm trying to say. So for instance, I can choose if I want one of those numbers to ring to my cell number, and then I can just pick it up and talk to people. Or I can have it ring to the phone.com app on my cell phone. There are many options you can choose from. You can add on, you can keep it basic. It's just very robust. I'm going to put a link below so that you can check it out for yourself if you're interested. It is a phenomenal program, and the price is right. One of the best benefits is its embedded business continuity, which really means that because the voice solution, the phone system, is in the cloud, if the internet goes out at any of the locations where our phones are, the calls coming in will still get through to the attendant and voicemails, so it will not appear to the caller that you are disconnected. And in addition, you can forward the calls to cell phones and landlines. So if you're interested in hearing more about phone.com, be sure to use my link below and let me know that you've connected with them. That is a special link. I am an affiliate with them, and I might receive a little bit of a residual from that, but it doesn't affect what you pay. And I can connect you with my special consultant, and she'll walk you through anything you want to know or do with your setup. And for our final topic, we're going to talk about your internet connection. This is actually the most important thing that you'll need to be able to have a viable business from your RV. And yet it really is the most complicated and in some cases very difficult thing to get working right. So let's dive into a few different options you have. Now, I do want to say I am not an expert in this area. I'm going to share with you from my experience with our brick and mortar office space. I'm going to share with you from what we have at our RV and from what I have researched both from the internet and talking to internet providers. In our brick and mortar business, we actually used a voice over IP phone system. We also had any number of computers that were going on throughout the building that relied on Wi-Fi enabled internet. And so we actually set up a cable system, an Ethernet system, which required us to have Cat 5 or Cat 6 wired throughout the building and into each office. Now, if you are in a stationary RV, perhaps on your own land, and you don't plan on moving that anywhere, you may be able to have your cable company extend a cable out to your place, out to your land. You could then run a Cat 6 Ethernet system in your RV. Others have done it. I'm going to put a link below for your reference. So there are several things that happen when you have an RV who is stationary, perhaps at a park or something like that. When you connect with an internet company, they need to know that you have direct sight of the cell towers that provides the signal that you'll need from them, from their tower to your antenna, and then consequently to your router inside your RV. For us, we actually have a little mechanism, a little connector on top of our RV that is secured there, has direct line of sight to the cell tower. My neighbor just close to us, she does not have direct line of sight. The trees obscure her area, and so she has to have a power pole. It's not like a power pole for electricity, it's more of just a tall metal pole. And her antenna has to be mounted on that in such a way that she's able to get a signal there. And others in the park have chosen to continue to use their cell phone options. So each of these are viable. The people who are using their cell phones more than likely are those that are not completely stationary, at least year round, and they do either plan to be mobile or they are mobile several months out of the year, and therefore don't want to connect with an internet company. So depending on where you are and what your needs are, one of these options are most likely what you're going to end up using or needing to use in order to have a home RV business. So I am providing some additional links below, some YouTube videos that I have found incredibly informative. And again, depending on what you need, take a look at those and you'll see what you might want to be asking your suppliers or your internet company to get the right service for your business. Okay, so I've given you an awful lot to think about. And here is the exciting news. Now, if you are serious about wanting to start a business or working from home in 2022, then you can enter our sweepstakes for a 12-week coaching opportunity where I'm going to help you do that. I'm going to help you get that business going. I'm going to help you get off to a start where you can actually get in there and start making some extra money to make your 2022 more financially successful. So here are the things that you need to know. You have to watch all the videos from the beginning to the end. You have to like the video. You have to be a subscriber. You do have to be serious about wanting to get into business. So in order to be able to do this, I'm going to have a link beginning on that last video where you can supply your name and phone number, and we're going to do a random award, a random selection to award this special bonus gift, which is a $1,200 value. 12 weeks of personal coaching to get your new business or work from home situation up and running on the fast track.